Thank you, Mr. Yakum. Now recognize Ms. Chu of California.
Well, I want to thank all the witnesses for all the work that you're doing for our foster youth, and thank you for testifying today. And Mr. Leach, I wanted to ask about the funding for the Chaffi program. Since the Chaffi program was founded in 1999, 26 years ago, for in fact, for only 1 year did it not have just level funding. For all those years, it was just level funding. And as a result, Chaffi has done an amazing job, but sometimes with very limited funds. And it was during the pandemic in 2021 that Congress did provide an extra $400 million for the Chaffi program to help states better meet the needs of older foster youth. I understand you led South Carolina's Department of Social Services during that time. Can you talk about the difference that this temporary increase made in terms of the services and support that South Carolina was able to provide to older foster youth? And what would it mean if Congress was able to provide a permanent funding increase for Chaffi?
Yeah, thank you for that question. That temporary Chaffi increase made an immediate and measurable difference in South Carolina. It allowed us to stabilize housing for every young person who was on the brink of homelessness, right? People didn't have jobs at that point in time. They were losing their jobs. Things were closing down, couldn't pay their rent. That helped cover those young people for that period of time. We expanded access to laptops and technology so they could stay connected to school and work. Covered critical mental health supports due to isolation and other things that were going on. We provided direct financial help for jobs and income that disappeared almost overnight. And for the first time, we could meet the needs quickly without forcing young people to navigate a maze of paperwork. It was amazing. It allowed us to act more like parents that these young people deserved. And at the time, we inquired to see if there was additional dollars that we could apply for because we had spent it. And many other states weren't able to spend it in time due to the timelines. So we were able to get more dollars 2 different times to make sure our young people's needs were met during that time. If there was that flexibility this day, then we would be doing a lot better.
Thank you for that. And now I'd like to ask about a specific program within Chaffi, the Educational and Training Voucher, or ETV program, which helps older foster youth to be able to afford higher education. Right now, only about 1/3 of foster youth who attend college receive an ETV. And we know that this is partly because many aren't aware of the program. So even though they may desperately need help with all, the tuition, the books, everything during that time period, they may not have access to these funds. And in fact, I recall just earlier this year when we had a foster youth testify right before this very committee, he said he did not find about the ETV, these vouchers, until it was too late to use it. So we need to have a better way of telling our older foster youth that this exists. And so to address this, those with lived experiences have recommended new policies like requiring states to conduct peer-to-peer outreach to older youth and to inform all foster youth about ETV at every caseworker meeting and every court or administrative hearing or some such meetings starting at age 14. So do you think these policies would be helpful to improving youth awareness and their ability to access these vouchers? Are there any other outreach strategies that would be helpful based on your experiences?
Yeah, I do think that the more we talk about it and the more we are proactive in not waiting for young people to come to us, but we have to go to them. And we have to make sure these technologies also that are out there can also help with that disconnection. I think one big reason young people don't use ETV sometimes is because college still costs more than the voucher covers. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
$5,000? I mean, maybe back 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, why bother, right? All the paperwork I have to do to get that amount of money and still have to figure out how to cover the rest, right? Even with Pell and other stuff, it's expensive. And there are other barriers. Again, like you said, don't know about the program. They have, lots of forms to fill out. They're moving frequently, losing paperwork, and have to survive, right? Like, it's hard to think about education and employment and those things when you're just trying to get by and get through. And that's really hard. Now, we can do a better job for sure with connecting, but there are some other things within the system we need to redo.
Thank you. I yield back.